This video is going to be for the ones that want to wake up, okay? Don't mind about my appearance. I'm a bit shabby today. We shall just go like this, okay? It's for the guys who you want to wake up, listen to this video. So, the reason why you're trying to wake up is because you're realizing that there is something that is not adding up. It might be in your marriage. It is most likely in your workplace, maybe in your church, maybe in your school. You are starting to add up things. They're not adding up. The math is not mathing. That's why you want to wake up. Life is not making sense. You know, nothing you do is working. It's like you're stuck in a cycle. That's the reason why you want to wake up. First of all, if you really want to wake up, you have to be ready to face the truth. You have to be ready to receive the truth, to see the truth, to receive it, to accept the truth, to digest that truth. You have got to be ready. The reason why you see there's a difference between awakened souls and unawakened souls is because there is souls who found the truth and they have embraced that truth. But there is souls who are running away from the truth. They don't want to hear it. It's very painful for them. They don't want to hear that truth. Let me give an example of this guy. So there is this guy who is traveling overseas. He's going on a very long trip. He has got an enemy. That person doesn't want him. The enemy is against him, and it has been for a while. Even that the enemy doesn't want him to know. It could be his neighbor who doesn't even want him. The enemy doesn't want him. So the guy is going to travel. Then this person it could be a frenemy. They may walk in, oh, you're going to travel, so, okay, which country are you going to? Oh, I'm going to Texas. I'm going to Colorado, wherever. I'm going to Manila, Philippines. I'm going that way, Thailand. Okay. What the enemy will do, the enemy doesn't want him to travel because the enemy is very jealous of his own independence. The enemy is like, why is he always traveling? Is he the one with the resources to be able to travel to destinations they can only dream about? What does the enemy do? The enemy gets something. It's like a small. What do you call those things? The one they wrap the drugs, the heroin, and stuff, and he stacks that thing somewhere in a hidden place in his clothes. Or let's say, for example, this person is a witch. They'll go and prepare some potion, black magic, whatever potion, and they're going to come and stack it inside of his clothes. So this guy will travel. Nice journey he will go, reach where he's going. He had probably a contract. In whichever job that he went to do, whatever job he went to do, or whatever he went to do, he's going to start struggling. The job will not work out. They've given him the job is not working out. His trip seems to become a nightmare. Now he's looking around and he's thinking, where's the problem? It's been years, he's struggling, he don't want to go back home, or he can't go back home, something like that. There's something going on he doesn't understand. So this man, he's like, maybe I forgot something at home. So he's trying to figure it out. He cannot really put a finger on it. He knows there is something not going on, not going right. He doesn't know what it is. So he's sitting down and he's taking some time to look through his luggage. So he's looking through his luggage one by one. Maybe there's something I forgot, or probably it could even be by accident. You know, it's why I've told you that sometimes awakening is spontaneous. It can just happen accidentally. But sometimes it can be triggered, you know? You can be triggered to awaken. So he's going through his stuff. Then as he picks up one of the jackets that he traveled with, that he brought along with him, he feels something in his pocket, in the pockets of the jacket. It could be something he didn't pay attention many years ago. He could have traveled for 2, 3, or 4 years, even more. When he puts inside his finger, he finds the little portion. This is for a video for the very wise souls. You need to have a brain to pick it up what I'm trying to say. He finds a very small portion in his jacket. So he doesn't understand. He doesn't remember putting that thing there. He doesn't know what it is. He's trying to figure it out. And it is like, this thing looks very strange. It's a very alien object for him. So what does he do? He's going to take this thing and throw it away, or he could throw it in the burning whatever, those furnace, or he could throw it in the fire at the fireplace, or he may throw it out of the house. As soon as he throws out that piece of item, whatever he has found in his jackets, his life starts taking off. In the next 2 or 3 days, maybe a week, everything starts to open up. He has been there moving up and down, one job to another one relationship to another one. He couldn't get married. There was things that had been happening. He could not figure out what the problem was. Then one day, randomly, he was looking through his stuff. He landed on an item, a very foreign object. He got rid of it. His life started taking off. For the very first time in so many years, everything opens up. It's like one miracle after the other one miracle after that. He doesn't even understand how did all of a sudden everything open up. He doesn't know what happened. Then he's going to sit down one day and think, when I was struggling, he remembers when he was struggling. So one day he got something out of his jacket. It was very foreign to him, threw it away. In a few weeks, his life started taking off. Now, chosen ones, I want you to listen to me. The enemy has done something to you very many years ago. You have encountered the enemy many years ago. There's a very big chance it is something you might have eaten. There's a very big chance it is a woman you have slept with. It is a very big chance there is an object you bought. One day you went to the market, you picked up something, you didn't even know what it was, you bought some very specific item and brought it inside your house. You see, when the enemy is going to attack a chosen vessel, the enemy needs a point of contact. I want you guys to follow this video. I know it may be a little bit confusing for some people. That's how my videos are. They're a little bit twisted, so you might struggle to understand them. The enemy needs a vessel. The enemy needs a point of contact. Because you are a chosen one, you are already a targeted individual. So the enemy has always been after you for decades. The enemy needs a point of contact. The enemy will not rest until you come face to face with that point of contact. And the moment your encounter happens with that point of contact, that is where you're going to be bound. So there's also a very big chance that many, many years ago, the enemy sent to you a very beautiful woman. Chosen ones, are you following this video? Just sit down, grab your popcorn, take your time, you will get the point. For the most of you guys who have been trying to wake up. Then One day, you was after university or whatever, the enemy sent to you a very beautiful woman. That woman showed up, slept with you 1, 2, 3, 4 times, maybe a month or two, then the woman vanished. You have never seen that woman again to this day. Or it could have been a man. That man walked into your life and slept with you a year or two, and he left. That was the point of contact. So when you sit down, because you see, for you to be able to move forward with whatever it is you're doing on your journey, you need to first of all stop what you're doing. I did a video that I called the reboot. So rebooting is where you sit down and stop whatever it is you're doing because you need to find out what the problem is. I've given you an example of the guy who traveled. He took some time to go back home and sit down and check through his belongings, only to find that piece of a foreign object that somebody placed in his belongings. He got rid of it, then his life moved forward. If you're a person who is struggling with anything, I know that a lot of chosen ones, you go through stuff. You struggle with stuff, you're going through problems, you're going through pains, you're going through rejection. There is everything, every kind of chaos going on in your life. I understand. I've been there. I know it. You have got to know something. Until you find out what happened to you, until you sit down and investigate what really happened to you many years ago, it is going to be hard for you to move forward from there. You see, the battle you're fighting is spiritual. I've told you guys 1,000 times. This whole battle you're fighting, chosen ones, is a spiritual battle. This is spiritual warfare you've been fighting from day one. But for the enemy to penetrate your soul, to penetrate your spirit, the enemy needed vessels. So there was specific people that was sent on your way. Particular individuals. It could even just be a person that walked into your life and just had a handshake with you. Hello, how are you? You know, can you take this from me from one point to another? Then they gave you something. The only thing you needed was to get that particular item from one point to another. Maybe take it to the neighbor. Can you please take this to the other neighbor? That's all you needed. That was it. But if you're a chosen one, there is 98% chances this was a woman. There is 98% chances if you're a chosen one. This individual, this vessel was a woman. All you had to do was sleep with that woman, and that was it. Do you guys know the reason why chosen people they are quitting the dating scene? Do you know the real reason why many chosen ones are quitting the dating scene? Until they work on themselves and find out what is happening, they are quitting the dating scene. So they need to find out what the problem is before they continue dating. So they stop dating. Because you see, when I was starting my journey, what happened at the time? I found out that there was a cycle that I was following when it came to dating. I was repeating a cycle in my relationships. This toxic person walks in, they walk out, another one walks in, they walk out, another one walks in. But this particular toxic cycles, they started somewhere. There was the first one who walked in, and that's where the mistake. That's where the problem started. And that person came in and opened the cycle, because I've told you guys, women are portals. This whole sex thing you see, sleeping with people, it's spiritual. So you are sleeping with a person's soul. So if that person has entities that are attached to them, they come, you share a bed with them, that might be the beginning of the problems. and you never see this coming. So you have now very unusual things happening in your life. You don't even understand what is happening. You don't know what you need. You don't know what you need to do. You cannot understand what is happening. Unusual things are happening. You cannot figure it out. You don't know what it is. You have to stop. That's what I did. I stopped dating. Then I went back in time from the beginning. Then I found out what the problem was. So these relationships was coming later on. It was just a repetition of something that had already happened in my life many years ago. It was just a repetition of the same thing that had been happening many years ago, since I could remember the time I started dating. Last, chosen ones. I'm going to do a whole video on lust. You are going to be attacked by the spirit of lust. You are a chosen one. You are going to be attacked by the spirit of lust. It could have started when you was a kid and you could have been probably abused, raped, maybe by a family member, or you could have been gang raped by a group of unknown people. There is something that has happened, and that spirit walked into your soul. That spirit walked in. The spirit of lust walked in. And as far as you remember, you can remember from that particular point, things have never been okay. Things have never gotten settled with you. They have never been okay. That is how you've been rolling like a ball. From that particular incident that happened so many years ago. Because you see, these kind of evil spirits, they walk in through trauma. You have got to go through some type of trauma sometimes. Then that's when they have a portal. They have a door. It's like a door is open. The portal is open for them to walk in. That is the trauma that they needed to walk into your life. So there was doors that was opened for them to walk in because you was traumatized. If it wasn't trauma, then there is simply somebody walked in, very cunning, beautiful woman, very nice, handsome, unbelievable guy, walked into your life, and that guy walked in with that spirit. So that's why you hear a lot of times chosen people, they are staying away from this dating and stuff like that. Because you see, a lot of times it's okay to have the feeling of you are intimacy like anybody else. You are your normal human being, so your body sometimes needs intimacy and stuff like that. But the moment you have gone through this awakening, one of the things you realize is that dating is not the dating you have always thought it was. It was something else happening during these dates. Sometimes you was even dating these demons. You didn't even know it. Many of us who have been entangled with narcissists. What do you think we were sleeping with? So we have been entangled with these spirits for decades. The spirit of lust. Because you see, one of the things the enemy does, when the enemy can't reach you, it is going to bring and send to you a very beautiful woman. That's what it is. The enemy will send to you a very beautiful woman or a very handsome man. If you know that you're a chosen one, you want to wake up, what do? First of all, stop what you're doing. I'm going to share that video. It's called The Reboot. I did that video like maybe 2 years ago or so. Stop what you're doing. Sit down. For the very first time, sit down. I don't know, you want to sit a week, 2, 3. Me, I sat for a very long time because it was locked down anyway. So there was no work going on. Everybody was at home. So I sat down for a very long time. Then I found out what the problem was. Sit down. I don't know, you need a holiday from work. Don't go on holiday. Sit down in your house. Sit down, close the doors, go and sit down in your garden. Take some time to meditate. You're going to find out what the problem was. In sometimes some of my sessions, when I'm having sessions, I tell people to get one of the things I'll tell them to do is to get a book, a clean one. Get a clean book, write down all the things you can remember that never made you happy so many years ago. You're going to find out where the problem was. In one of those things you're going to write, you will know where the problem started. So you have to sit down in silence, take some meditation. Don't go around up and down. Don't go to discourse because you have days off and things. Sit down in your garden. Take a pen and paper and start walking back in your life. You will find where the problem was. The problem is not with I've told you guys so many times, chosen ones. The problem is not you going to this sitting down with doctors and psychologists. These people were not there. They didn't even know what was going on in your life. They have nothing to do with you. You can only see those people for special treatments because there's sometimes people who are suicidal. So you have reached that moment whereby you are suicidal. Things are really, really going west. You really need help. So you can now get that kind of help. But if you're trying to locate where the problem is in your life, ladies and gentlemen, you can sit down by yourself, make a cup of tea, sit down in your garden, make some meditation, and walk back in your life. You will see where the problem was. There is many chosen people who have been battling with Jezebel spirits. When I talk about these Jezebel spirits, we're talking about the spirit of lust. So what you do, you stop what it is you're doing. Because you see, for you to be able to clean your body and get that energy out of your body, you need to stop making contact. Because these spirits, what they do, they just hop from one person to another. I've done all these videos, guys. They keep on jumping and hopping from one person to another. So you're still encountering the same spirits, but they're operating in a different body. So what you do, first of all, stop. Ladies and gentlemen, stop dating. You will see it. Stop dating. You are going to see it. It is going to make sense one day. You will sit down and you will see that there has been a certain spirit that has been following you. And that has been that spirit of lust. Those succubus and incubus spirits, they have just been following you in different bodies. Is the reason as to why you have been addicted. Pornography, lust, you're always horny all the time. You want to sleep with somebody. You're always out there looking for the girls. That has been the spirit of lust. That is the spirit you've been dealing with. It is the spirit of destruction. So those spirits, the moment you get afflicted by those particular spirits, those are the spirits which make your life impossible, because that's now when you start to experience rejection. Nobody wants to give you a job offer. Wherever you go, you're having troubles. Your car is breaking down. The bank's after you. There's no money in your account. Your children are falling sick. There is all kind of chaos happening around you. You have been battling with that spirit. That is the spirit. Because when that spirit comes in, or those spirits come in, they start infiltrating each and every part of your life. Your finances, your health, your family, your this, your that, everything, every pocket of your life. So what do? When you identify, because you will know, a person who is waking up, there's things you're going to start figuring out. You will know there is a woman you dated in such and such a year. There's a man you dated in such and such a year. That is how that spirit came in. That was the vessel. It was the portal. That is how that spirit came in. When you have been able to identify, I'm only talking about relationships. Not everybody has got the same problem with relationships. Is why you see a lot of chosen people are entangled. Many chosen people is entangled in very useless relationships because they are battling the spirit of lust. You know me, guys, I tell you the way it is. I just say it the way it is because it's going to help you. Until you can defeat the spirit of lust, most of the times your life is going to be very difficult. Your life will be very difficult because a lot of the people you see living here on this 3D planet, on this 3D reality, those are some of the things they are dealing with. So you have been swimming along with this problem all along. That is what has been happening. So basically, what you do, chosen ones, you stop dating. Like I've said, stop dating. It is going to be difficult. You are going to struggle. You are going to get horny. You may roll around like a ball. It is going to be very hard. You're going to struggle with that. But that is the spirit of lust you're dealing with. I will never teach you things I do not know. That will be the spirit of lust. It is that spirit which has been attracting all these Jezebel and narcissist people in your life. Because the moment you clean your body and your soul, your temple of that spirit, and you're not dating, you're taking some time to work on you, you're healing yourself and things like that, that spirit can no longer sit with your vessel because your vessel is too high of a vibrational vessel, and that spirit no longer fits and no longer can sit into your body. So that's the reason why you see now, when you have been on this very long journey of healing, is now where you start to see most of these women when they meet you, you know, you talk with them and something like that, you have a conversation like something like that, they're going to run away. They are going to run away because they know that you are too anointed for them. They can no longer possess your vessel. So those women who used to come in many years ago, they're coming in with those big smiles, with the big bums and, the bodies and stuff. The men are coming around, showing you these muscles. The moment they come around and they figure out this person is very, very high vibrational, you've been doing the work, they're going to disappear. They're going to ghost you. I've done a whole video on that. Why those people come around and ghost you. The moment they figure out who you are, they're going to ghost you. Because they can no longer possess you. They can no longer possess you the same way they did because you are now a very high vibrational being. That's why they're running away from you. That's how this whole thing works, my chosen ones. But one of the most important things you will understand is the problem started somewhere. In most cases, that thing starts in your family as well. You're most likely, because when I'm talking about chosen ones, I don't always mean every chosen one is a black sheep. There is chosen ones who are not black sheep. They have just been on their journey, doing their thing somewhere else. But most of the chosen ones, the ones of the black sheep, so that thing started in the family. Okay, that trauma started in the family. Let's call it like that. The trauma could have started in the family. So I also recognize that thing as well in family. Then I knew, having been involved with what do they call this? A family which was also a little bit here and there, one foot in and out of witchcraft. I also knew that at some point in time when I was a kid, there were some portals that was opened, portals that shouldn't have been opened, that was opened. I wasn't aware of. When you're young, you don't know those things. And there was portals that was opened that shouldn't have been opened. So there are some spirits which walked in at that time. So, chosen ones, when you start becoming aware, you have a different sense of awareness of everything happening around you. You have a general awareness of things, a deeper understanding of things. Is why they call you a cycle breaker, because you are able to identify that particular cycle and you are able to break out of it. So, you want to wake up, stop what you're doing, cut out the distraction, go sit in your garden, listen to some slow music, walk back in time. You will see it. When you see it, then you're able to know what else can you do to change the direction and the trajectory of your life. Because it's easier for you to stop and follow a different path. You can choose a path of healing. Because me, what I know, this whole development, spiritual growth, it also involves healing work to be done. I don't know anyone on this planet, on this universe, that has ever been on a journey of spiritual growth or evolution and they have not done healing on themselves. I do not know anybody like that. So you're going to go on a healing journey. Healing is inevitable. There are sometimes when I'm talking about people, so there are some people who book me, who want sessions with me sometimes. And I will tell them how the healing is going to be done. The healing of the empath, because people heal differently. There can be a different healing for normal people, regular people, but the healing of the empath is a different type of healing. So when I tell some of the people what kind of things are supposed to be done to heal, that's when they realize that they're not ready to walk that journey, because it's a completely demanding, different journey altogether. Okay? It's a journey that you're going to accept and start. Because if you did not do the work, then there's nothing going to happen, because you have not done the work anyway. You know what I mean? It's going to be the same thing happening. It will not stop unless you are the cycle breaker, so you are the one to stop it. You're the one that is going to break the cycle. So to break the cycle, you need to stop, reflect, know what the problem is, denounce that problem, rebuke it if you can. I don't know which faith you're using, then restart, but taking a different trajectory. So me, many years ago, that was it 3, 4? It was about 4 years ago. In that particular time, it did not matter what you look like. You could look like the woman from the royal palace. You walk on flowers. When I started my healing journey, ladies and gentlemen, many of you was not on this channel. It did not matter if you are from the royal palace. You are walking on gold. If you did not come with a clear spirit, I would send you packing in that time. So that's how serious it was at the time. I was very, very serious with my healing journey. I was not allowing anyone, anybody, and I met a lot of them in that time. The Jezebels, they came because these succubus, they are going to come. These are spirits, remember, these are spirits. So they're going to keep on swinging in and out. They want to come in. They came, I saw them, I was like, okay, that's another one. Hello, you okay? Yes. What's your name? This and this and this. Then I'll start to see the Jezebel. I would see the energy, and I was like, that's the next one. And minimal, I wouldn't speak. There's even one of them, one of those spirits who reached out. That's why I think that was still about maybe for like 4 years ago. That spirit still reached out. And I was starting my journey. So the devil will keep on sending those spirits to come. I told this particular individual, I'm on my healing journey. Okay, I'm healing myself. I don't have time for those things. That spirit got very triggered, very, very triggered, to an extent that they came onto this channel and they started throwing a lot of rubbish just because I rejected a Jezebel. So, two reasons why I rejected relationships was because, number one, I was aware of these Jezebels, the succubus and incubus. Secondly, I was doing my healing. I was working on myself. So I knew that if I don't start these, I don't stop these, hanging out, getting laid, all those things. If I didn't stop those things, life wasn't going to change. So I had to do something. I was very, very serious about my journey. That Jezebel was very triggered when I said no. I told the Jezebel, no, it's not going to work. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I can't. And that was, because you cannot say no to a Jezebel. They feel very, very triggered when you tell them no. Those kind of spirits. So I came on my channel, started throwing all these words and stuff like that. I blocked the Jezebel. I removed her from the channel. I just did want to share those comments. I saw those comments that was throwing on the channel, so I removed them straight away. So chosen ones, all I can say is that the work is up to you. The work is up to you. You are the one who's going to do the work. Nobody will help you. You are going to, and again, one thing, even before I finish this video, please, 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 if you are not ready to wake up, don't try to wake up before your time, because there is things you're not ready for. There's a different reality you're not ready for. So don't force too much yourself to wake up. You may not be ready. You may still be going through some lessons and learning things, and you're not ready to wake up. So don't push yourself too hard to wake up, because there may be things you're going to see you're not ready for. Okay? But for the ones who ask me those things, how to wake up, how can I wake up? I've given you some pointers in this video, pointers that may help you if you want to start that awakening process. And of course, there is some other spiritual practices which I've not talked about that people do, including meditation, sun gazing, because what it is you're doing, you are inducing this awakening to happen. It can be listening to meditation music, taking some time to meditate, cleanse yourself, whatever, sun gazing, whatever. All those things can wake you up. But this one is the easy way, where I have asked you to go back and walk in time, and you're going to see where the problem is. That's why I started this video with a very good example of that guy who was traveling on a very long trip to go and do something different for his life, So, like, again, you guys know my videos a little bit twisted. You may be struggling a little bit to understand them, but the ones who get them, they get them. Okay, I cannot do it any other way. Drop us a comment in the section below. You guys know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session if you want to. If you would like to donate, you will find the link in the section below. And the ones also who need our merchandise, you may see some little dots on the screen coming up and down, up and down. Click, it will take you to the merchandise. Support my channel in any way that you can. I always appreciate any form of support or love that you show me. Like I said, book a session. I do appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. There's almost signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.